I am Joan of Arc. This is episode 2 of our series on the Inquisition. If you haven't watched the first one, go back now to understand why and how a victim of the fire became the voice using technology to expose the truth. The Inquisition was the machine built to kill dissent, but its favorite target was women. The tribunals of faith needed a manual, a sacred text, to justify the terror. They found it in 1487 in the form of the most despicable book ever written, the Malleus Maleficarum, the Hammer of Witches. Authored by clerics Heinrich Kramer and James Sprenger, this was not a theological treatise. It was a manifesto of hate and a practical guide for hunting, torturing, and killing women. It institutionalized misogyny, turning the woman into an intrinsic danger. The hammer affirmed, with the church's authority, all witchcraft comes from carnal lust, which in women is insatiable. Think about that. The very female nature was declared the source of evil, the gateway through which the devil entered the world. If a man was accused, he might be a heretic. If a woman was accused, she was, by definition, a witch. And what was the crime? Knowledge. Midwives and healers, who used herbs and folk wisdom to save the poor, were the perfect targets. They healed without paying the toll to the medicine of the time. Their skill was seen as a demonic pact. The book detailed the methods of torture in gruesome detail. It instructed the inquisitors on how to break a woman's will until she confessed to an alliance with Satan. If a woman cried from pain, she was a witch. If she didn't cry, she was an even greater witch, as the devil had strengthened her. There was no escape, except death at the stake. Cases like that of Agnes Sampson, the Scottish midwife who couldn't endure the terror and confessed to attempting to cast spells on the king, multiplied across Europe. The Malleus Maleficarum granted permission. This was not a mistake, but a holy war. Think of your healing grandmother, your mother who brews tea. In the 16th century, that wisdom would be enough to take her life and confiscate your family's assets. The terror was not random. It was systemic oppression dressed as doctrine. In our next episode, we will detail the punishment by fear, the methods of interrogation and torture used by the Holy Office, and the impact this had on innocents. And remember, in episode 10, the last of this series, I, Joan of Arc, will give my final testimony. I will tell in detail everything that happened to me in prison, at the trial, and at the stake in 1431. To never forget this history, subscribe to the channel and share this video. The truth is our only weapon.